LEGO's biggest Star Wars event of the year is back, May the 4th. Exclusive sets, free gifts, GWPs, probably double points, maybe even some discounts, and it looks like that would be the perfect time to buy, right? But I'm gonna argue the exact opposite. I think you should probably not buy anything at all. And with that, let's look at what LEGO is actually offering this year. And very quickly, that starts to look a lot less like a celebration and more like a very well-designed sales trap. Who would have thought? Now, I should preface this by saying I don't hate LEGO at all. This is not a rant about hating LEGO and that everything is wrong with this company. It's not. But this specific event, I mean, come on. Look around, I have a lot of LEGO, I buy a lot of LEGO, I really like LEGO. This is only about understanding how these promotions actually work and why, in most cases, you're better off waiting. So let's start with the main event. This new UCS style N1 Starfighter from the Mandalorian show. This is supposed to be the headline product, right? The reason to buy right now and not to wait. But here's the reality. It's not truly exclusive. Yes, it does launch through LEGO first and only through LEGO first. So if you want to get it right now, right away, you have to wait until May 1st. By the way, this is called May the 4th. It has nothing to do with May the 4th. Everything starts on May the 1st if you're a LEGO insider. And if you want to buy stuff from LEGO directly, why are you not an insider? So May 1st, it's not about May 4th. If you want to buy stuff on May 4th, you may already be too late. But this said, yes, only launches with LEGO. But just like every other LEGO Star Wars release, it will show up at retailers eventually, and it won't take long. And when it does, it will be cheaper. You will be able to get a discount. So if you buy it now, you are paying the highest possible price. If people tell you to buy it now or never, they probably have an affiliate link down in the description. Please go ahead, check mine. There is none. I do not have one. I'm telling you to not believe the hype. And we have seen this before. We don't even need to speculate, right? We have last year as a perfect example. Remember Jango Fett's Slave 1? Yes, I know LEGO and Disney especially really would like you to call it Jango Fett Starship. I think that's ridiculous. So we're not doing that. Regardless, at the time, that was part of the May the 4th push, right? That's what, lured you in with the promise of a new, cool, exclusive set along with really good GWP. But now in Europe, you can just walk into any Smith's Toys, get a discount on it and buy it there. You don't need to go through LEGO. And here's the thing, the Slave 1 was also the more desirable set, right? Because it was not just based on some LEGO Star Wars show, right? You have no idea what's going to happen to that N1 Starfighter, right? Everything clearly right now points towards Mando going back to admittedly a cool-looking new yellowish Razor Crest, which makes also so much more sense for the kind of person or the thing he does, right? He needs more space if he goes around the galaxy. And not just, I don't know, a two-seater. It's basically a classic car that he and his little friend are in right now in the N1 Starfighter. But he needs a bigger ship, and he's going to get a bigger ship again. The Slave 1 was based on the prequels, and it has stronger nostalgia. And it came with a much, much better GWP that is now worth about 30 euros or dollars you can save compared to buying it on lego.com, right? You can just go anywhere, buy the Slave 1 now, and then go on eBay and buy that Camino Training Facility GWP. And you spend the same money or probably a little less. And the Camino Training Facility came with actual, or still comes with actual desirable minifigs. You could get that a couple of days ago because they made apparently way too many of them. But compare that to this year, and it's not even close because the GWPs are weaker this year. This year's main gift is this Darksaber. And at first glance, I get that. That sounds great. It looks like it could be part of LEGO's lightsaber collection, but it isn't really. It's tied to the Mando show and to the upcoming movie. And you don't know if that's gonna be any good. The show hasn't been lately. But it's not part of the original trilogy. That's my main point. It's not part of the sequels. And that matters, because those are the things that hold long-term appeal. Sets like Luke's lightsaber, or the other Luke's lightsaber, Yoda's lightsaber. Those have iconic value. The Darksaber is much more niche, which means its resale value probably won't be anywhere near as strong. And that leads us to the price problem. Now, let's talk about the N1 Starfighter itself. I mean, look at it. It does look cool. I like the organic looking shape. I like the flat silver. That's not my issue. But this thing is $250, and that's just too much. Realistically, it should be maybe 180, 200 at a push. So right out of the gate, you are overpaying. You have to accept that. And then LEGO tries to soften that, right? With maybe double points on other sets. GWP that isn't what they want you to think it is. And these god-awful bonus items. But even then, the math doesn't work. Double points is roughly a 10% return, right? That does not offset paying full retail on LEGO Star Wars for May the 4th, just to get the saber. Especially when discounts are either coming anyway, in case of the N1, or are already there, in case of anything else you're considering. And don't get me started on the display problem. And I think that's something people do not talk about enough. If you really, really want the N1, where are you actually going to put this thing? Just like the admittedly really cool looking Pan Am Boeing that just came out, right? The N1 is awkward. It's long, it's wide, it doesn't fit neatly into most shelves. Don't get me wrong, I like the design of it, I think it looks cool, but I would have to get new shelves. Where am I putting that? I don't have a designated table for it. You would basically need a large wardrobe-style IKEA PAX unit, right? It doesn't really fit on a Billy bookshelf unless you also go out of your way to acquire like an aftermarket solution. I can't see it being displayed in a different angle. If you angle it up a little bit, it would probably fit in there. But again, you're paying more money for that because LEGO doesn't give you that out of the box. And not everyone has a vast studio apartment where you could just put it down on a coffee table in the middle of the room. You can't hang it out of the box either. So, recap, you're paying a premium, right, for something that's difficult to display, that doesn't come with exclusive minifigs. There is a Mando in there, there's a Grogu in there, but you can get both of them right now in a much cheaper set. I mean, still an overpriced set, don't get me wrong. I think they're both like that in the AT-RT set that's available right now. But the N1 is also not minifig scale. And it gets worse because, say it with me, this is the wrong N1. And that's maybe the biggest issue for me personally, right? Because this is not the N1 Starfighter people actually want. What people want is this, the yellow Naboo N1 from the prequels with chrome, like we had it back in the good old days. And no matter how much flat silver LEGO puts on this one, it is just not the same. And here's the frustrating part. LEGO is the one deciding that flat silver and metal-looking stuff is expensive. And they even try and nudge people who design sets for the Bricklink Designer program to limit themselves when it comes to the usage of those expensive parts, right? They actually call them that in the instructions, in the rules for the BDP. And I know that because I'm currently working on my own submission for the Bricklink Designer Program Series 11. So stay tuned for that. And if you want an exclusive look at my set, right, I'm gonna make a video about that. I think there's a little button down there, it says subscribe on it. Why don't you go ahead and hit that? I'll tell you right now, we're really close to 1K, right? 1,000 subscribers. And that would unlock full monetization, which would be really, really helpful for the channel. So thank you very much. If you want to support me even further, awesome. Join and become a channel member down below. Much appreciated. But let's go back to that new N1 and talk a little bit more about that flat silver. All that flat silver, it's just LEGO who wants you to believe that this is a technical limitation. We, as a community, we have been so brainwashed that when we saw the first pictures of it, we all went, oh my God, I would not have believed that they put so much of it on there. When in reality, especially on a $250 set, it should just be all flat silver. What are we doing? And then we get a sticker sheet that is this big. Are you freaking kidding me? A set like this should not come with this many stickers, especially not those ones, period. We are past that. Fix it, LEGO. Buy another warehouse. I don't. So the way it looks is a design choice. And because of that, that version to me, sorry, it feels like a compromise. I like many of the individual parts, right? But put together, I'm sorry, I do not see $250 here. And of course, some people will just say, brother, you can just fix it, just modify it, right? Turn it into the Naboo version. But that's not realistic. These builds are fundamentally a little different, right? You're not just swapping colors. Mando's N1 and the classic N1 that we saw in the prequels, they don't have a lot in common other than the basic shape. You're not just modifying it, you're rebuilding the entire thing, and there aren't enough parts in yellow available right now. We can't. So if you actually want that classic N1, don't fall into this trap. You are better off waiting, because LEGO will remake it eventually. I'd also stay away from the bonus items, all the extra stuff, right? The metal card or the coin or the keychain, the fridge magnet, whatever nonsense they're peddling this year, it doesn't even matter. There's an insider's reward that you could get for May the 4th, and it's this hot garbage. Let's be honest, nobody really wants these. Do you want to put them on display? I don't think so. Are you telling me seriously, as a serious LEGO collector, you have so much open display space that you have space for that shit? I do not believe you. What you will do, you will drop it in the container and you will never look at it again. This stuff does not integrate well with a LEGO collection, and the resale value is just not there. It's not just not great, it's not there. Look, we already struggle for space as collectors. What we want, LEGO, is more LEGO, more bricks, stuff we can break down and use elsewhere if we ever do not wish to display some GWP anymore, right? So what do we say to LEGO? That's right, we do not want random extras. And you shouldn't want this year's official big LEGO Star Wars GWP, the one thing that's actually there to draw us in and buy something right now, because otherwise we would, run the chance of missing that. But if you really, really want this Darksaber, I guess you can just buy it on the aftermarket. It will be cheaper than buying a full price set from LEGO, even with double points on some other LEGO Star Wars sets. Because remember, once more, this is just a 10% cashback. Actually, it's even not that. It's a little less than 10%. It's 9.5 or something. And you're still overpaying on these sets because nothing here is actually a must-buy. Let's take a step back. At the end of the day, there's almost no set here that you cannot get later. The N1 will leave exclusivity in a couple of months, and other sets are already cheaper elsewhere. Even retiring sets like the admittedly really cool UCS TIE Interceptor, which, for the record, I think it's awesome, and I want to get that before it goes end of life. But you can find that below retail if you just shop around, right? Are you maybe considering the sail barge? Okay, I would understand that. Also kind of cool looking, not for me, but here's my question. Why didn't you get that when it was first available and get this Luke's second lightsaber with it if you were into collecting sabers in the first place? The 10% off you're likely getting with double points, you can get elsewhere anytime. Maybe if you missed it back in the day because you weren't into LEGO when the sail barge was first introduced. I would then accept that as a valid reason, right? Maybe you want to pick up the Imperial Star Destroyer. It's down there. I'm not going to get it, but I'll show you the reason I bought that, right? This is the exclusive Cal Kestis minifig, which is really cool and only comes in this set. And I totally get if you want to pick this up before it retires at the end of the year. It's cool, but it's not $160 cool. You can get a better discount on that right now. I paid, I think, $120 for mine on Amazon. So the only real exclusive thing here right now is some brickheads. And to me, that's not exactly worth restructuring your entire purchase around. Which brings me to my final point. When we together take a step back and look at everything, what do we see? This event, it's not about creating value for you. It's about creating urgency for them, right? Buy now, don't miss out, limited time, yada, yada, yada. This is a classic FOMO sales tactic. But in reality, there's very, very little here that actually rewards you for buying early. So my advice to you is, I don't know, just maybe skip May the 4th entirely this year. You deserve better than a Mandalorian-themed LEGO Star Wars shopping holiday. I would just wait for discount. Buy what you actually want. Don't let a marketing event decide how you spend your money. You worked hard for that. You deserve to get something in return, something that is of value, right? But tell me down in the comments. I can only talk so much. Are you still going to pick up anything on this May the 4th? I'm genuinely interested. Or are you joining me on the bench sitting this one out? Tell me below, and if you want more honest, no affiliate links related breakdowns like this, hit that bell down there. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Welcome to my ant card. This is just a hangout. Yeah, I'm a crank that shit. Bro, that's so damn loud. It's nothing but a little intermission. Enjoy these soothing bars of utter indecision. Buddy people, you can trust me. It's an ant card. I know all those fire jokes and get you saying hard. It's an ant card. This shit ain't some voodoo, bro. I know you want to stay, but it's time for you to go.